Need a new intro. Oh, Ollie and Jerry. Shush. Okay. Hello. Oh gosh. Right. Take two. Hello. What am I doing? Right. This is what I'm doing. I'm building a birthday present. Making a birthday present, and the birthday present is going to be a rocking horse. There's the cardboard I've drawn out a cardboard template of what I want it to look like. That is just, I did do another one before this. I didn't like the look of it. I scrapped it. I did another one. So this one I thought didn't look too bad. The proportions aren't quite right because I wanted to keep my, this is going to be a bow rocker. I wanted to keep my bow as small as possible and not have too much radius on it, I guess, curve, whatever you want to call it, because she likes to rock, so we don't want it flipping over on her. This is what we got done so far. We've cut some wood out. What we're doing, we've got some sheets of ply here, and this is just cheapo ply, 3/4 or thereabouts. And I've already cut one sheet up. That's the offcuts there, and that's what one sheet's given us. And I've got two more to cut out, and I think I might have two. I might be a bit too many, because I don't really think I need to be much more than maybe twice that thickness there, maybe. So yeah. Anyway, this is essentially what I'm doing here. So I'm going to get this lot all glued together, and the idea is that I'm going to carve it down to, you know, smooth the edges off and all the rest of it, and give a bit of detail. And it's all going to be out of wood. We're not putting a, you know, a mane in there or anything that's made out of hair. It's just going to all be made out of wood, unless something goes wrong and I have to end up putting that in there. But so we've gone from a cardboard cutout. And I just kind of figured out what I needed for the center and everything else, and it's all separate pieces, so I can cut out and have the middle without any legs on it, and then the outside then has the legs on, so forth and so on. You know, I only needed 4 pieces with a tail on, so that got removed after I got my 4 pieces with the tail on. I think, yeah, I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to cut the rest of it out, and if I've got a few extra bits and bobs, then I've got a few extra bits and bobs. Better to have too much than too little. What more can I say about it? I'm going to time-lapse cut one of these bad boys out, I suppose. I don't think I can painfully sit here and cut 2 of them out. It's taken forever. Yeah. The idea about using the plywood is, I don't know if you've ever seen something like a laminated gun stock, or I can't think of anything else I've seen that would be laminated like that you would see. Every once in a while you might see some furniture done like it, but hopefully we'll be able to see these layers when we've sanded it, and I'm hoping it'll sand without coming apart, because this is cheapo plywood. So but it didn't chip too, it's not chipped too much when I was cutting it, but the blade's as blunt as you know what. It's taken me forever to cut that lot out. Yeah, anyway, the idea is we're going to leave it natural wood finish. So I might not even, if I can get it sanded nice enough, I might just seal it with wax or something. I don't know yet. Or I might, I don't know if I'll darken it or not. I just want to look at it, what it, you know, once it gets done, I'll see what it looks like. But that's the idea behind using this over MDF. If I was going to paint it, I would have used MDF. But because I'm going to have a go at this, I just don't know how it's going to turn out, because this plywood, so it's cheapy plywood, and you know, you got these kind of problems with this plywood. When you get into a knot, it's got a big old gap, you know, where that's missing on that layer. So I'm hoping that I don't have too many of them show up like on a joint, like right here. See, that could have been a, you know, if that was on another layer, There might be some gaps in there, not for sure. Anyway, we'll find out. Worst case scenario is I paint it, but I wanted to do something that looked a little bit different than just slapping some paint on it. Yeah, that's it. I guess you'll see how it goes. I'll get them all cut out, show you how I'm all cut out, and then I don't know if I really need to show you cutting them out. A lot of people that do videos like to do, I like to do it sometimes, but it's a lot to sit through when you're editing and try, you know, speed that section up and whatever. I think I will do it. I think I'll do one anyway. Right, that was a lot of cutting, and this poor old thing, this is, I've probably had this within 10-15 years, this old Black & Decker. It's missing some bits. The front of it I got fed up of. I cut this piece, there's a guard here, that went. This is already bent over 3 or 4 times, and as you can tell, it don't, it's not in the best of shape. I'm sure that blade was going all over the place while I was cutting. I probably should have cut a 1/4 inch outside my lines, but oh well. Too late now. I don't know if I'm going to have to cut that other lot out. That stack is awful thick already. That's where we're at. I might only need 1 or 2 more pieces. I got 3 legs on each side. I don't know how many tails I've got. I got 3 tails. I might need to cut 1 more piece out. I'm going to stack that up and have a look at it, see what it looks like, and then figure out what else I need to cut, because there's no way I need 5 more pieces. She'll put her legs round it, she'll be bloody doing the splits. Yeah, it's way too thick. It's thick enough already, so I'm gonna have a look at it and see what I think. Let me stack them up and then, yeah. Alright, I'm back. Yeah. I didn't need to cut that whole sheet out. I've cut a corner out of it. And so, actually, I was needing to build a little table, so that'll do me for a table for someone else that I'm doing. For some stuff I'm making that I need to be painting on. So, yeah. So I don't need to use any of that sheet there. This is what we got. I've stacked them all up. These are these offcuts here. No, not offcuts. Those pieces go on the underside. If you see, I've got a leg here, and there's a corresponding leg, rear leg, piece of tail, a rear leg, and a front leg. And this is what we got here as well. So, I'm sorry about how dark it is, but the whole point of doing that is so that I'm going to taper this out, so this will come back to nothing here, and then on the inside of here I'll taper this back in a bit, so it'll just be as if the legs are just cocked out a little bit, because they're quite narrow together, and I think that would just be wide enough. And then I'll have this will sit on a cross member here, and there'll be a couple inches sitting up, and then my bows, the rocker part, will sit there. So that is it. It's all cut out. That's the tail. Yeah, the tail. I cut just an extra piece that I'm gonna glue on there, and this will just, you know, taper out, and I'll put some grooves in there and make it look a bit like a tail should look. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to look all right. It looks all right now, actually. Of course, a lot of that head's going to disappear, and that neck will be blended back down to the shoulder here, and we'll cut out a little bit of detail for the saddle, and that'll be it. Anyway, I definitely didn't need to cut another 5 pieces out. That's what's got left there. It would have been might have been another third wider than that. It would have been ridiculously wide. So anyway, that weighs quite a bit, but I think once I get it trimmed down a bit, if it's still really well, I don't know. I don't know if to cut a bit out of the middle or not. Oh, hello. I don't know if to cut a bit out of the centre of there and hollow the middle out or not. I don't really want to, but I might have to. Just on 2 or 3 of them middle ones. On these middle ones here, I could probably go in and just, you know, come around and just take a circle, you know, not a circle, but an egg shape out of the middle of it. Just to lighten it up a bit. Otherwise it's going to be really heavy. I don't know. I'll have a think about that. It just depends if I want to try and saw anymore. This thing is so... I'm surprised I didn't break the blade. I was pushing it pretty hard. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. Next thing will be gluing it up. I've got a bunch of weights, heavy metal weights, that I can just... We'll just put some pack in between the legs and that. And them other spots. I'll just stack it up real nice and neat with the glue, and then put a ton of weight on there. I could just do 4 or 5 pieces at a time and do it in 3 sets, and then glue those 2 lots together. I don't know. I've got plenty of weight though. I've got probably £1,000 I can stack on the top of that. That ought to compress it enough. Anyway, yeah, I'm done. Ciao for now. Bye! Jag är där och de här kommer runt, det är personer som